Howdy folks, how y'all doing? Hey, I thought today we're going to do something a little different. I'm on a journey, a little bit of an adventure here. I thought some of you guys might be interested in this, so I'll take you along for the ride. Maybe I'll learn you a thing or two. Maybe I'll just entertain you for an hour, or however long the video is. But anyway, I finally got around to redoing this nasty ass room. I don't think I've ever told the whole story. My home here was a bank-owned foreclosure, and people made quite a mess on their way out. Anyway, I bought it as a money-making opportunity, and I've been making money with it. So I ain't living here forever. Don't know for how long, but I'm here until I'm gone, right? In the meantime, I want to enjoy my living space. Cleaning up this room is part of making that happen. There is a lot of echo reverb in here. Hopefully you can hear it. I don't know if that's coming out or not, but one of these microphones I'm sure is picking it up. I had a bunch of treatment on these walls, and I went down the road that most of you guys went down, and it's the foam padding stuff, the cheap shit. Because it works. It works fine. It does its job, but it's just ugly. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't like the more expensive version of the same damn thing either. All those, foot and a half by 2.5 foot panels that you hang on your wall. To do anything, you got to do a lot of it. And it's just what it breaks down to. To make, any kind of realistic improvement or difference, you got to use a ton of this stuff. And, it gets a little expensive. What I'm going to do, because, I've tried a couple of different things, and I'm taking measurements before and after, so, I'm going to be able to prove some stuff. I don't have to tell you how well it works. I can show you how well it works. But this is the premise. I've got a 5.1.4 surround sound setup, and big old subwoofer, Dayton Audio 18-inch sub there. The current measurements that I just recently took look like so. The orange line being the one with the subwoofer turned on, the blue line being the one with no sub active. And that's kind of what we're starting with. I can show you the waterfall here real quick. I'll take a still shot and blow these up in post, but just giving you the quick and dirty of it right now. RT60 looks like that, and waterfall kind of looks like that. So this is what we're getting into. Now, like I said, it takes a lot of treatment to make any realistic improvement, and I'm not going to spend a ton of money here. I'm just not going to do it because I'm not living here. This is not the home that I'm going to die in, at least not the way I have it planned anyway. So I'm going to hang a bunch of things and stuff on the walls, but it's not going to be those damn sound panels. I don't like them. I don't like them. It's just what it breaks down to. I'm going to build something though. We're going to take up a whole lot more wall space, and we're going to build some framing to do that. And anyway, I just thought I'd show you. This is the very beginning. I haven't even aligned these speakers yet. I still got to do that after I put them back in place. I had them well tuned. This room was okay using those foam panels that I was talking about, but it should be okay-er, much gooder when I'm finished this next version of the same thing. You know what I mean? Anywho, I'm trying to make this as painless as possible, maximum bang for the buck, without putting any additional holes in the walls, because I spent a lot of time fixing all the damn holes in the walls. You know what I mean? I do not want to go put more of them back in. But I also didn't have anything done in the ceiling. I'm going to change that this time around. We're going to do something with the ceiling. But when I'm ready to cease and desist, vacate the premise, in other words, I want my stuff to come right down, dirt simple, real quick and easy. And I don't want to leave a whole bunch of holes behind. So in the name of doing that, let's get into it then. All right, we're We're into her, boys. Yeah. Corner looks a little something like that now. And that corner looks a little bit like that now. I still have to align these speakers. I haven't done that yet, but I was using these. Let me shut that door, quiet it up a little bit. I was using these bass traps. They're just sound absorbers. Specifically designed for corners. They work fine. They work quite fine, and they're cheap. I'll put a link to everything relevant to this project in the description, of course, as always. But yeah, that's what I'm doing so far. I have 1x4s and I have 1x3s and I have 2x2s, square, 2x2s. I didn't know exactly how much. I did some rough guesstimation in my head, kind of jotted some numbers down on paper and said, yeah, that's what I'm going to go get. What I did is I used a 1x3 and yeah, I kind of fastened the those bass traps / sound absorbers to it. And to do that, real dirt and simple. Like I said, I don't want to put any damn holes in the wall. That's what the point and purpose of this is about. To get my room soundproofed, or at least sound absorbed. That's the whole name of the game here. We're trying to absorb sound. I don't care what the neighbors hear. I care what I hear. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear this frickin' echo. But what I got coming, it ain't gonna show up today. It was going to, but then plans changed. I am using, if you was wondering, just clear thumbtacks. Is that gonna focus? Oh, probably not. What the frickin' hell now? Yeah, well, it's clear. Anyway, just, thumbtacks. That's what I'm using to fasten these things to the 1x3 inch furring strips. I don't mind putting holes in those things. And I'll show them in another video. I have little furry feet, just felt pads, in other words, on the backside, so that the boards don't rattle against the wall, so that they also do not do any paint damage to the wall. Again, the whole point and purpose here is to absorb sound without creating more work for me when I ultimately leave this place. So yeah, that's the name of the game. I'm not doing anything with the bottom there because I got these recliners that fill in that. These are giant bass traps. That's what they are. Effectively, technically, and specifically, acoustically, yes, that's what it is. It doubles as furniture, but initially it's a bass trap. There you go. That's how I'm gonna spell that one out. Big, thick, spongy material. And they fill those corners quite nicely, so yeah, I'm gonna leave those corners just as they are because these things are on wheels. Yeah, I know, I just finished painting, so everything's still a mess in here, but that's the idea. That's update 1. Now I'm gonna move along to those corners and get on with the sound dampening. Yes. Sound dampening, not proofing, just dampening. Alrighty, yeah, I did that. I think, anyway, that is quite enough for today. I'll get you a little bit closer. Well, here, let me show you this real quick. These are the pads that I was using, currently using. They're round little, just felt pads. I don't need a whole one, so I just cut them in half, kind of like that. One for the top and one for the bottom, and then that keeps them, goodly, weldy, nicely spaced off of the wall, so that when when this thing starts kicking, they don't go bounce, bounce, bounce against my freshly painted wall. You know what I mean? Not only would it sound nasty, but it would, very, very quickly make, scratch marks, dents, and all that crap. Anyway, oh yeah, that's my second channel. I got to make a video about this. I'm getting there. I haven't done it yet. If you like my style of show and tell, then you're probably going to like what I do here. It's just product reviews. I don't fix anything there, but you know, I have my style, and my style is radically different than everybody else's. So check it out if you like. But yeah, I was listening to some tunes all the while, and every one of these that I built, I think it's a placebo. Because I don't want to believe it, but I think I was hearing a difference. I will take a measurement before I do anything else, but you know, and they run all the way from, you know, floor to ceiling. I think just filling in these corners has already made a noticeable difference. I don't believe it, like I said, because, well, it's not enough. It's simply physically not enough, and I know it's not enough, but I'm thinking that I'm hearing it. Anyway, these things are cheap, like I said earlier somewhere. I'll put links to everything, you know, down there. Make your shopping trip a little bit easier. At least you know where to start if you want to go down this road. But these are the panels that I was using. And like I said, they work, you know, they work fine. They do a good job for what they cost. I just don't like them. I don't frickin' like them. I'm not saying that I like that, but I don't hate it. You know what I mean? And I don't like it, but I don't hate it. It's just, it is what it is, and whatever. The money was already spent, so I'm not going to waste it. I'm not doing anything else with the corner, so I might as well put that stuff back in, right? And it's not, you know, not damaging any walls anymore where it was before, or how I had it attached before. I was using thumbtacks, but, you know, that puts holes in the wall. Not now. Anyway, yeah, it takes so much absorption material to do any real good. And what I have coming is it's going to take up a whole lot of space real quick. You'll see. But anyway, it won't be here today. It probably won't be here tomorrow. But when it gets here, we'll continue on. Just quickly showing and telling my hey, this is my journey. I'm just taking you along for the ride, right? So kick your feet up and grab a beer, a cup of coffee, whatever you like, poison, pick your own. And yeah, let's continue on. I just wanted to mention here real quick, clearly I tore into the package here. This is what you get when you open the, yeah, whatever the hell that thing's wrapped in. Anyway, they're all nicely folded individual blankets here. And when you pull them out, they're going to have all kinds of crease marks on them. I just pulled this one out of the washing machine, and I didn't wash it with soap. I just used warm water for, I put it in for my quickest wash cycle, and then I used warm water to wash, warm water to rinse, so it was all done in warm. I don't know if you should, or if that's a good or a bad idea, but that's what I did. I can tell you though, these things bleed. There's like black, well, they turn my water black. So whatever dye they're using is not good stuff. Like I said, there was no soap. I just used water to do the whole wash thing. And yeah, it kind of turned the, well, you'll see it. But the blue is not quite as blue as it was anymore. It's a little blacker now. Anyway, that's what I did real quick just to get rid of the wrinkle marks. I'm not going to iron this crap. I just don't care that much. I just don't care that much. Anyway, I'm going to let that dry and throw in some more blankets, because I got a whole bunch of these things that I'm going to build some framing and get them mounted. Anyway, just thought I'd show and tell here real quick now, won't. I just wanted to show this here real quick. I said I was going to retest, remeasure before I did anything else, just to see if those corner things, absorbers, base traps, whatever you want to call them, if they'd made any difference at all. I said I thought I was hearing a little something. I'm going to go over this in much greater detail, but this is with the this is the measurement I just took. This is what it does with just those bass traps in the corner. And that's what it did before. That's just a naked room, nothing but speakers. I mean, everything in the room is you know, as it was when I took these measurements. The only addition was this measurement is, yeah, after those bass trap things. Now, I thought it was a placebo, but well, clearly I can show. I can show that I was actually hearing something. There is a difference. Anyway, I thought that was interesting, and I was just going to point that out real quick. We'll deep dive a little. Well, we're going to get deeper into the measurements here later on, but yeah, I just thought I'd show and tell that little bit here real quick now, won't. Alrighty, it's update time. I thought I'd just go over this real quick now, won't. Show you the basic idea. Yeah, it's a little something like that. I'm using what are they? Two by twos. They're actually 1.5 by 1.5 square, whatever framing. And I got that blanket then, you know, naturally just stapled to it using my handy dandy electric stapler and 1/4-inch staples. And this is what I'm doing with it. One great big giant sound cloud. I think, honestly, I like that a whole lot better than a whole bunch of those little panels. Just make one great big one. And it sounds different. Oh man, this is doing its job for sure, for sure. I'm quite happy with it. It sounds so different when you're standing underneath that thing. But yeah, that's the name of the game. I just finished that one off there, and it's gonna go right up there somewhere. So yeah, I just thought I'd give a quick little update here. This is the name of the game. This is what's happening. This is how I'm doing it. Covering massive amounts of surface area real damn fast. And we're not going to pay a lot for this muffler. This is quite cheap. I'll do a total once I'm finished here, but these blankets are pretty cheap and they are very effective. Oh, I want to mention here real quick, washing them is a very good idea. I used warm water. They do shrink, so keep that in mind. They'll shrink a good 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches all the way around, but they fluff up. The whatever this pillowing or whatever the weaving there that's pretty compact when you pull them out of the manufacturer's packaging, but a little hot water and, you know, a little rumble tumble in the washing machine, that fluffs them right up. It really does. It made them thicker. So if you're doing what I'm doing with them, I highly recommend you wash them first. Hot water, that's what I use. No soap, just, you know, hot water. And do keep in mind, these things bleed. your water's going to turn black. But yeah, that's all I did, and that's how I'm doing, and this is the name of the game. Alrighty, show you more later when there's more to show. I also, and when I get this next one up, I'm going to run another measurement, so we can do this in stages. I can show you what's working, what's making the biggest difference, and yeah, all scientific like. Anyway, show you more when there's more to show. All right, here's my update for the day. I'm done for the day. Man, my ass is dragging. My teeth are still killing me. Yeah, this is the idea. Sound panels, they are held in place by Gravita. No screws, no holes in the walls. This is an everything room. It's not just a home theater. It's not a YouTube studio. It's not a living room. It's an everything room. You know, it's what I got to work with. So yeah, it's like that. I put a green screen. Yeah, where's my finger? I put a green screen up on that. I don't have it there yet, naturally, but there is one going up there because that's how I do my thing on my other channel. Anyway, yeah, that is what it's looking like anyway, and it's a hell of a thing. It is so much deader in here now. Gooder in every way. I'm gonna tune up a couple of little bare spots, like you can see there's one there later, but whatever. I just finished this off. Like I said, my ass is dragging. I want to lay down and, well, actually, I want to get a shower and then lay down and watch some movies. But yeah, we're gonna go over some numbers then. I still have not aligned any of these speakers. I just eyeballed them when I first put them back after the painting and all that jazz. I will align them before I go any further from this point. But I left everything as it was so I could do exact back-to-back measurements. You know, add a panel. Well, I did the ceiling panels, and then I took a measurement. You know, I put both of those up, and then I did, you know, all the wall panels, and then I took a measurement. You saw the measurement that I did just after putting those corner absorbers in, and then I took a measurement. You know what I mean? I tried to do it in stages without, you know, dragging it out needlessly. But yeah, I put one back here. There's a window back there which I keep blocked off because, well, I want to watch movies in there. I want it pretty dark for that. Anyway, I tried to make a curtain kind of a thing with one of those blankets. I tried to get bellows out of it, and, well, I was just having a hard time with it. You probably can't see it. I don't have much light, but yeah, I mean, it was kind of, but yeah, just barely is all I was able to achieve with that. Anyway, I don't care. I'm not putting any holes in the walls, and when I leave, all this stuff is leaving with me. And then, you know, I got couch cushion there. I mean, you want to talk about sound absorber. There you go. That's the stuff. That is the stuff. You put that all over your walls, and you're going to have an anechoic chamber. Anyway, yeah, next thing we're going to do, we're going to get into some measurements, and then I'll finish off this room with little bits and pieces that I want to do yet, and that'll be that. All right, I want to go over the measurements here now that I'm just about done. I got one more that I'm going to take, but I got to move some stuff before I can do that. I've been living in the room. Everything's, you know, done and done as far as I'm willing to do it. I'm just want to show you pretty much where we began numerically, and then show you where we ended numerically. Break this down here for you real quick. Like, I did a bunch of measurements with subwoofer on, with subwoofer off, and ultimately, just to show you, just so you know, I don't beat you to death with numbers here, I'm just going to show you the before and after with the subwoofer engaged. So, you know, I'm not going to, because I got a whole bunch more measures. I'm just going to show you the end result of everything. What we're looking at right here is the number one, that one. That is my room's acoustical measurement with nothing. There's no sound treatment in this whatsoever. This is just what, you know, this is just what my room is doing. You know, freshly painted walls, bare naked, and all that jazz. The room is pretty naked. I just got, you know, some real basic furniture in it, and that's what it looks like acoustically. Now, what most people really want to focus on here is going to be the RT60 and the waterfall. This is what's going to show you physically, let you allow you to see what your ears are hearing in terms of reverb and decay and that kind of thing. RT60 supposedly is really no good for small rooms, and I do have a small room. It's 9 feet wide by 20 feet long. More of a hallway than a room. But anyway, this is what the RT60 is showing in this room, and here is the waterfall in this room. Now this is where I'm focusing my attention, the bulk of my attention. Up in here from, you know, say 200 hertz, you know, right in this range on up. This is, you know, this is echo. This is what you're going to hear. You know, this is what echo is going to look like. It's this energy down here on the bottom end that just keeps going and going and going and going. It doesn't stop. Well, we're gonna see if we can change that a little bit, and you know, hopefully we can change that a lot. But whatever. This is what it looks like. Just the naked room. I want to mention here real quick, I have 1/3 smoothing, you know, just basic industry standard 1/3 smoothing on these waveforms. So we're just going to run through it from this point forward. That should be all the basic premise information that you require. Now we're going to throw in these corner things, and I could swear to you, by the time I was working on the fourth one and got that installed, I could almost swear I could hear a difference. Now, I was listening to music the whole time I was making these things and putting them up one at a time, and I didn't really notice anything until I started putting the fourth one up. And I'm like, I swear to God, I can hear something here. There's definitely something. But because my brain is just, a little more unwilling to believe, I didn't believe it for a second. I could swear that I was hearing it. My wife even said the same thing. Like she could hear a difference just with the corners installed. I still couldn't believe it, and then I took the measurement. Anyway, the corners, the frequency response looks like that with just the corners installed. This is just the uh, uh, naked room, and this is the room with the corners installed. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting. Oh, wrong one. That is with the corners installed. That's before the corners installed. Yeah, we weren't wrong. It is changing. It is making a noticeable difference. I didn't 100% know for sure was it a good difference or a bad difference. I mean, I didn't dislike it, or I did not like it. You know what I mean? But I was fighting with myself. I didn't want to believe what my ears were hearing. My brain didn't want to listen to my ears, let's put it that way. But my ears weren't lying, and neither were the ears on my wife. So you can see there is a difference there. And we'll go to the waterfall here real quick. That's the room with no corners filled in, just a bare naked room. And that's the room with the corners filled in. Again, the proof is in the pudding. The numbers don't lie. I thought my ears were lying, but clearly they weren't. I was actually hearing this. Now, let's go back to this wall. With the corners and the sound clouds installed, that's what this one is going to be. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, let me bring that one up so we can get right onto it. This is going to be, corners and the two giant sound clouds installed. And go to the RT60 here. Corner sound cloud. I mean, look at this bottom end down here. All down in here. See how flatter it's getting. How much, I mean, from 200 hertz and up, it's not nearly as choppy. So look at that line. Pay attention to that area, I should say. And this is with just the corners installed. And this is with nothing at all. So you can see how there's more energy in it, and it's lasting longer into the where are we? 200 millisecond range. That's what it looks like here. We're holding about 200 milliseconds of stored energy down to about, well, let's go up to 50 decibels. Because beyond 50 decibels, it's going to be super quiet. Yeah, I think, well, yeah, 47 to 50 decibels down in that range. You can see with your own two eyes what I'm seeing there, right? So that's with nothing. I mean, just the basic room. It's getting shorter, right? that echo, that ringing is not lasting as long. And then it gets shorter still. Every time I add a panel, we tighten up. There's a whole lot less stored energy down there. That's what this stuff is doing physically, numerically. And let's start at the beginning here. This is what the room looks like, with all that energy with just the room itself. And then the room with just the corners installed, and then the room with the corners and the sound clouds. See how it's, everything's just tightening up and starting to really flatten out. We're not storing all that energy anymore in the walls, and well, we're not reflecting it. I guess that's what's the main benefit of this is we're just not reflecting the sound. The sound is hitting a wall and stopping rather than bouncing and keeping on its path. Now, there's one more to show, which is the end of the measurements that I have thus far. Which one is it? Number 4. Yeah, number 4. And before let's start here. With nothing, the room looks like that. That's just, the bare naked room. Then we got the corners installed. And then we have the corners and the sound clouds installed. And then we have everything. The frequency response does change a little, but it's so minute, it's barely worth showing. I'm just mentioning it here. I mean, you could camp out on this and you know, go all about retuning, which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do. I'm just not gonna do it anytime soon. I'm leaving everything as it was. That way I can show, you know, exact before and after measurements. And once the video is done, then hey, I'll go and I'll tackle a retune on this. But that's the frequency response. Let's look at the RT60. And yeah, man, guys, girls, ladies and gents, that's getting real tight now, ain't it? That's a thing. It was like that. That's the bare naked room. Here is the corners, just the corners filled. Here is the corners and sound clouds, just the corners and the ceiling, and then everything. You can clearly see how tight that's getting now. We don't have any more echo, aka reverb. And let's take, oh, what did I do there? Hit the wrong thing. And let's take a look at the waterfall here real quick now. This is just the room where it all began. This is just the corners filled in. This is the corners and the sound clouds in the ceiling. And that's everything. Now, this is some serious bang for the buck. I've seen a whole lot of people spend a whole lot more money and get a whole lot worse results. You don't have to throw mega bucks at this stuff. You just got to cover massive amounts of area and, you know, do that any which way you can tolerate, which is basically all that I'm doing here. I hate all my other options. I don't love this option, but, well, I mean, I don't really hate this option. It's cheap, it's mega effective, and, you know, it's doing what I need it to do. So I'm really, really rock solid here from about 200 hertz on up. This room, you'll know it. I mean, if you could come on over and take a walk inside, you know it when you walk into this room. It's just so, it feels like home. It feels so much better. And the numbers don't lie, folks. You can see what I'm seeing. So, all right, let's, I don't want to camp out anymore on this. I got to move along to a little bit more of this video. Got a little more show and tell, and then one final glamour shot with one final measurement. So let's get on to that. Hey, I wanted to just real quick and short and sweet and 30 and all that jazz, show you guys some, well, some cold hard facts, some, you know, matter of truth here, pure reality. I'm pretty well done with this room. I've got I got to finish the video on it yet, but when I said it's an everything room, I mean, I was not joking. Everything is aligned now. I got my speakers aligned. I have another I'm getting there, hang on. My brain just took a shit. Another a measurement that I want to show you, which I have yet to take. Now that it's all finished, I should have done that before I made it this way, but anyway, I got one more measurement that I want to take yet, because now it is completely, absolutely finished. And when I take that measurement, I will not have all this stuff here. I'm gonna move some of it. Like, I've been recording, you know, I got stuff everywhere, and this is the reality of the situation. This is what this everything room is, and what it does. I got blankets on everything because I got cats, and if they're not shedding hair, they're puking. You know what I mean? I love my damn kids, but they do make a mess. And to protect my furniture as best I can, I gotta keep it all covered. But you know, I do a lot of video work in here, and well, as you can see, I mean, you know, when I'm doing green screen stuff, that's where I'm doing it. It's like that. It is exactly like that. I'm finishing off a video yet today. That's why I have this camera gear out. I've got another one that I'm in the process of editing, which this one I think is coming along soon, which is, you know, right there is my workstation, if you will. Totally portable. It doesn't live there, but when I'm doing, you know, video editing type stuff, well, that whole table comes out and my monitors show up, and I got my little portable foldable chair. You know, all this stuff folds away, goes away, you know, when not in use. But you know, I ain't making it up. This is an everything room. But yeah, it's a little different since the last time you've seen it, and it's seldom this messy. But when I just actually refilled my drink and came in here, and I don't know, the ambiance, the matter of fact, kind of smacked me in the face, and I thought, might as well just show you real quick and dirty like. This is what an everything room has to do for me, anyway. It's a whole lot better than it used to be, because I got better everything now. The room is great. I can record audio anywhere in here now. Just, doesn't matter. The room is well treated. It sounds good. It feels good. And you can literally feel it. It's like a presence when you walk in here. It's totally different than every other room in this house. I like it. I like it like that. At least for now. And I didn't have to put no holes in the walls to make this happen. So, alright, I don't want to ramble on any further here. I just wanted to show this real quick and short and sweet like. And yeah, move along with the video. Well, guys, gals, ladies and gents, it is just about that time. My final measurement is now in the bag, and I want to take one, well, I'll just take you around real quick, get you a little closer and up close and personal with the room a little bit, and, give you one little final glamour shot, if you will, explain a couple of things, talk about some final thoughts and, final comments, and wrap up this video. But I want to get, a little up close and personal with that measurement, go over some, before and after kind of stuff, because that's the last one that I'm taking. All right, guys. Yep, we're about down to her now. It's final measurement time. This, well, this is the end result. Right here, number 1, highlight it for you, is where I began, and the green one, number 2 here, that's where I ended. Slight variation, slight deviation in frequency response, which was not unexpected, but like I mentioned earlier, I'm not worried about this yet. I'll do a deep dive into the retuning and all that jazz later on. If you'd like to see how I do it, I use 2 different methods actually to tune acoustically in this room, or any room actually. If you'd like to see, how that's done, let me know in the comments, and I'll, when I go to do it, I'll make a short and sweet little video on it, and, then let you guys see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But anyway, in the meantime, let's take a look at some numbers here. Where we began here on this red one, the RT60 looked like that. Where we ended, now I want to mention here real quick, the green one here, this green line here, that is after I aligned the speakers and everything is pointing at exactly where I want it. This is the room completely finished, without all the crap and everything that you saw in here before. It's just, some basic furniture and, yeah, basic AV equipment. But before, the room, just the naked room, before I put any of the sound absorption stuff in, was looking, like that. That's what the RT60 was doing. We had, where are we? We were well over 200, well, a little bit over 200 milliseconds from about 300 hertz on up. We're, hanging in that 200 millisecond range, and then getting, well past 200 milliseconds as we drop down. And, yeah, where we ended was, we cut that in half. Straight in half, we cut it. We're under 100 milliseconds now. Well, we're about at 100 milliseconds there. And, this tightened up so well, so nice. I'm happy with it. I mean, acoustically, what it sounds like is everything that I was hoping it was going to do. I mean, we took care of bass, we took care of mids, we took care of highs. We fixed the echo problem in this room, the reverb, I should say. Now, it looks almost equally impressive, if not more so, when we go to the waterfall. This is before anything was done. This is just the bare naked room. I explained that what that was all about. You've seen it, Al. It was looking pretty nasty in the beginning, right? And this is what I got it down to. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, come on now. You tell me. Eh? 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 Hey, them numbers, they ain't lying. That's a thing. Before any treatment, after. I mean, there it is, right there. Oh, it's nice in here. I'm here to tell you. I mean, you can almost picture it, right? You can almost imagine what that sounds like. It's just good. It's a proper room. It's not dead. It's not by a long shot. This is not a dead room, but I'm just halfway in the middle, almost where I had the measurement microphone to take all these sound analysis measurements. That's where I have the microphone positioned while I'm just sitting here leisurely drinking a beer, talking into this microphone, telling you guys all about the end result here. I don't have to worry about the room anymore. I fixed it. You know what I mean? It just sounds good in here now. I did think it was a little interesting how I got this peak showing up right here around 3,500. Yeah, right there around 35. Well, 3,300 hertz, 3,400 hertz right in there. I had the microphone positioned at the same spot. All measures were taken at the same spot. That's why they are so well correlated. But I saw this happen with each panel I was installing. And every time I measured this, this probably has something to do also with speaker alignment. Whereas before I was getting some sort of a phase cancellation, and this didn't stand out as much like the red one. It's a whole lot flatter there. But I did notice it while I was putting up various panels. This little bump started growing. It wasn't just speaker alignment, but I'm sure that had something to do with it. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna spend my time and retune this whole thing again. Well, clearly I have to now, but if you want to see how I do that, just let me know down below. You know what to do, where to do it, and how to do it, right? But yeah, holy crap, that's a thing right there. That is a thing. Worth it. Well worth it. I've got nickels on a dollar spent here. I mean, this is cheap shit. It really is. Anybody can swing this. It at the end of the day, it gotta be something you can tolerate visually, and then it's got to be coin that you're willing to spend. This is where I ended. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I like the results. Hell, I love the results, but I don't know. Visually, I like it a whole lot better than those individual little baby panels. But we already covered that, right? All right, let's finish off here with some final thoughts and opinions, and yeah, that'll be the end of this one. All right, I want to just do a before and after snap test like I did. Well, in the beginning, I was standing, I do believe, right about here, and I snapped my fingers like so. I'll do an A and B with that, and yeah, you tell me what you hear. All right, this is the final show and tell on this room, this project. This is a little more normal for, how it is when I'm not editing videos and whatnot. I guess we'll just take it, corner by corner, end by end. I did mention this is a rather small room. It's 9 feet wide by 20 feet long. And you can see, how I attached everything there with thumbtacks. Those panels are just on a 1 by 3 inch furring strip. The, what are those, corner base traps, which, whatever, they're just same thing as those, flat panels, just made to fit a corner. I don't think they're really trapping any base, but it is what it is. That's what they call them, and I'll put links to all this stuff down below if you like. That makes, if you're shopping for any of this stuff, well, it makes your shopping experience a little bit quicker. At least you got a place to start. Anyway, I got 5.1.4 surround sound system, If if I was to do anything like where I began, for example, I began with a 5.1 surround sound. The single biggest improvement I made to this room, honest to God, was no doubt, no contest, those speakers. Adding 4 height speakers. Not, it doesn't matter who makes what, but get yourself some half decent full range speakers and stick them in your ceilings. That is the single greatest improvement I have made to this room. Now, it's going to be debatable and a little bit arguable, I guess. Did this sound dampening make a better difference than those speakers? I got more enjoyment out of those speakers than I got out of the, doing all this stuff. I mean, I just point blank tell you, when I listen to music now, I light up every single channel in this room, and it's gooder, gooder, gooder. It got better then, still, yet again, once I put up all these panels. And since the last time you've seen it, I covered the door. I didn't build a frame for that. I just, very crudely did it. I got stapled somewhere, because that door's not going to live there. It's just there until I ultimately tear it down and make an actual doorway without a door. But that was new, and this one over here, very crudely held in place. I don't, I'm doing my everything to not put any more holes in these walls. I just don't want to deal with that when it's time to leave. But yeah, I'm using what was already there in 2 locations, and made a little extension piece for that. And this is another doorway that's not going to. It was a door. There was an actual door there, and yeah, I'm going to tear that out when I'm good and ready. And that stuff won't be there anymore either. But when I'm ready to leave, then I'll do all that. Just the same as replacing this carpet. I ain't doing it until I'm out of here. I'm not going to move all this stuff until I move it into my new home. Anyway, moving along. The chairs act, as bass traps. We went over that, right? And they do a good job. I would not want it any other way. But I got the same corner treatment back there. Same rinse and repeat idea. SoundCloud up as well. Now, technically, if you want to get real fussy about it, that is a dynamic SoundCloud, because it actually sags a little in the middle. Yes, technically, you can call that a dynamic sound absorption panel. There's a marketing term for the clowns out there making this $600 crap. My stuff's dynamic. Beat that. Oh, it's a little bit funny. I don't care how you want to do yours. I'm just showing you how I'm doing mine. If you want to spend, $500-$600 on those ridiculous panels, go for it. Have at it. I mean, by all means, do whatever puts a smile on your face. They don't work any better than this, and they cost a whole lot more money than this, and I don't think they look any better than this. I don't hate this, but I don't like this either. I mean, when I have my my home, the one that I'm going to die in, I'm just going to build an actual room. That's the only way to do it. Honestly, you can just keep throwing crap on your ceiling, floors, and walls, and it's just going to be ugly. But if you actually design and build a room, from scratch, well, you can fix a lot of these problems just in the design. So, yeah, moving forward, that's my name of my game. But anywho, one thing I could mention here real quick. I did not use all of these absorption blankets. They're moving blankets is what they are, but I'm using that as sound absorbers. If you wanted thicker blankets, there is one version of this that is thicker than what I got. They weren't available when I was ready to purchase these things, so naturally I got what I could get. But there's a thicker version of this available. If I had this to do over again, honestly, I would not waste my time with those piece of frickin' garbage furring strips. I swear to God, they move every day. They're just the shittiest freaking wood. They are horrible. The 1x4s are not bad. They're doing all right. But those 1x3s, oh, forget about it. They're just trash. I would get I would spend a little bit more money and I would just focus on those. They're 1.5x1.5, but they're called 2x2s. And yeah, I think I would do everything with 2x2s. It just yeah, just because the other ones are warping, they're moving, they're carrying on, they're doing their thing. Is it the end of the world? Nope. Do I care? Nope. Just throwing it out there. This is it's a cold hard fact. But well, one other thing I guess I can mention here. Oh, that right there, just in case you was wondering, I got to take that down. When I align my speakers, I do it with a laser. I mean, I literally have a laser pointer, and that's how I can physically see which, speaker is pointing in which direction. And I found the center of the room, and I, point the front ones there, and then I kind of rinse and repeat that with the rears, and I make them more or less shoot at the center speaker. I do have them offset, but I need to know where center is before I can, find my offset. Anyway, if you was wondering how, I align speakers, and everything is aligned in that last measurement, which I'll go over. We'll deep dive into that, or I think we already did deep dive into that, right? The other thing I want to mention here, again, I wasn't joking. I am quite dead serious. There's a little bow in the ceiling clouds, and that does technically make them dynamic. Is that coming out, or is my camera wanting to mess with me? Come on now. Yeah, get in there. I mean, I think you can see it, right? They don't hang much, but there's a little sag in the middle, and that does technically make them dynamic. If you want these to act like a thicker panel, that's easy to do. You can do one of two things. Because these are so cheap, you can put another one on the front side. You can, in other words, double them up, or just get them away from the wall a little bit. The further away from the wall you get them, the more effective they will be. So, that's just an easy, cheap way of, essentially doubling your sound absorption capabilities or dampening capabilities, because these absorb some, but they dampen some, and kind of tit for tat. This yeah, this has all worked. This has all worked out pretty well. I'm quite happy with it. I've seen the numbers. Well, you've seen the numbers too, right? I don't have to go over that again. But hey, this worked. This was dirt cheap. I'll throw the number of what I spent in here out of dollars and cents. I cannot quite recall, but normally I got to keep my furniture covered, like I said in the other video or the other clip, because cats. I love my kitties, but they make a mess. She just puked this morning again. Oh, well, that's what they do. They shed, they puke, and the rest of the time they're just adorable little kids. Anywho, that is going to wrap this one up. I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope you found it, helpful or maybe just a little entertaining. But wherever you want to stand on this one, give me one of those or one of those, wherever you feel the video's worth, do the ding-a-ling with the bells, the whistles, the subscribes, and, all that crap. And hey, we're going to see you in the next one then. Aight. Hey, thanks for hanging out, and cheers.